Our project, what it really boils down to is understanding how the Sustainable Development Goals Alliance, which is a student-run initiative over the past, I believe, 4 years now, how has that initiative impacted sustainability culture at the University of Calgary? How has it supported students in, developing their own capacity to advance the SDGs? So it really is a study that's looking to just explore and better understand what's going on and how these types of models can help really develop student leaders. So when thinking about sustainability engagement and the work of these student-run alliances and this type of model, we realized that there hasn't been a lot of research into this particularly, and really sustainability engagement in general does not have a lot of research behind it for how we can better engage with students and youth, how can we better build capacity in these folks to take on more roles and to kind of generate larger impact. So that was one of the motivating factors for why we wanted to do a research project. And then also seeing the SDG Alliance at the University of Calgary kind of running for the past 4 years, we really wanted to do some of this evaluation work to see what impacts it was having, to kind of enable us to advocate for more funding in the future, to kind of provide this data and this evidence to support how these types of models are really beneficial for students to hopefully spur even more impact locally at our university, but also to contribute to the broader community of sustainability practitioners who are working with students, so they can also put some of these learnings into practice as well. I mean, the Sustainable Development Goals are so broad. Like, I think anyone who's doing anything really can find ways to connect their work or their passions or interests to the SDGs just because they're so all-encompassing. I think for me as a medical student, a lot of my interests revolve around the intersections of health and sustainability and the planet and the environments that we're in and how this interplay kind of exists. So I really gravitate towards a lot of those specific SDGs. I also think the SDGs are really important because they kind of chart us a path forward of how we can better respond to things like the climate crisis, or how we can better respond to, really drastic wealth inequities that we see around the world and within countries and between countries. Knowing that a lot of these things have huge implications for human health and wellness, being able to look to this framework developed by the United Nations is, I think, a really good way for us to organize our action and our advocacy work in ways that are like tangible and manageable and not so overwhelming when you think of how there's so many competing crises right now occurring on the planet. It's nice to be able to use the SDGs as a guiding framework to kind of break it down into bite-sized pieces and work in ways that are impactful and targeted.